We're just normal men.
What do you mean, normal men?
We're just innocent men.
It's time for Side Scrollers with me, Stuttering Craig.
I did. Oh, wow. Right on the tip. Just on the tip.
And Blabs. Co-hosted by our friends from around the internet.
There is a portion of Norway where it is legally required to carry a firearm at all times.
If you're just a normal man looking for common sense in this crazy-ass world, you've come to the right place. And now, broadcasting from our homes from around the internet, it's time for Side Scrollers. Oh, welcome out to Side Scrollers on YouTube.com and Rumble.com, and most importantly, Side Scrollers Plus.com. What's going on, everybody? Hey, happy Wednesday to ya. My name is Stuttering Craig, and I'm glad you joined us today for our wonderful presentation, which has already, before the show, scarred Blabs. Hello, Blabs.
Oh, my God. Okay, as soon as... Hi. Anyway, hello, chat. Sorry, some random music started playing in the background on my PC. Hello, everybody. Yes, Arch scarred me by accident.
Not the first time?
No, not the last time. No.
Will not be the last time. Speaking of scarred, by the wonderful sun blinding through his curtains, it is summertime. Everyone, close your eyes and be ready to bear witness. Just cover them up. Because Arch is here.
Oh, it's so bright!
I prefer my official title of Your Brightness, or Whiteness, if you prefer, but we are on YouTube still, so.
He is the whitest guy we know. It's Arch right there. How you doing, man?
I'm doing fine, despite the giant globe of the sun being significantly closer to my house than everybody else's.
It's tough, man. I'm sorry I have to deal with the sun.
I hate summer.
God. Everyone's like, let's go outside, let's go to the beach, let's go have a great time. And summer and like Arch over here with his cloak, just like slowly covering himself up like Count Dracula.
Are you a vampire?
You can go to the beach in winter as well.
Right? Yes, but can you go on the water? No.
Ooh.
Yeah, you can. You can walk on the water.
Oh, is
You're
that
like
right?
Jesus.
What is this ignoramus?
I've done that before. It's fun.
Be Jesus?
Yeah. Well, you just walk on the frozen water. Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's awesome. Have you guys ever gone ice fishing before?
I've
Yes.
never gone fishing.
What?
I know.
To be fair,
I've
she's
never
not
gone
missing
fishing
anything.
before.
Hold on. You've never been fishing?
I can't say that I properly have been fishing. No.
You've never been to Olive Garden? And you've never been
Literally, we'd
fishing?
established I have been like 10 years ago.
Doesn't
I had
count.
a salad.
Yeah, that doesn't count. And you've never gone fishing before?
I can't say that I have.
Just
Maybe I
saying.
don't remember it, but no. I mean, like, I've been to the beach and I would catch crabs and stuff, but never actually fishing with a pole and
We
all
should
that.
do-
Which is fun because we went to Bass Pro Shops over the weekend.
We should go to, yeah, I know, the irony, right? You're like, ooh, look at all that
Look at all
line,
these
that
poles.
lure.
Yeah, the
Ooh,
guys had a good time with all the innuendos.
That's good, yes. Maybe later, maybe we do like an IRL Blabs fishing stream for the first time.
Well, yeah, Des says come down to Florida. We'll show you all the southern outdoor fun. I'm down.
Man, that sounds
I'm staying at Des's house.
Well, listen, if we can get to a certain point, like where I can budget out like a Florida tour, right? I would love to do, as long as we can do the show on a day-to-day basis, right? We get Arch, we bring him down, we travel with Arch for a week, we feed him all sorts of American food and get him fat and happy.
Eyes from the Sugarfoot.
Oh my God, he'll have diabetes by day 2. It'll be great.
Don't want to go fishing either. It's a waste of time.
Well,
Why?
it's called fishing, Arch, not catching.
See, at least ice fishing is better because ice fishing, you can largely guarantee to catch something if you use the correct ammunition.
Just throw the dynamite in there and they all float to the top. We can do that with regular fishing as well. It's great. Well, look, I feel like we're just 4 minutes into the show, and I already feel like I know so much more about both of you, which is absolutely wonderful. Great.
Yes.
Well, in addition to learning more about Blabs and Arch on a day-to-day basis, you need to learn that we are live over on Twitch again. We are everywhere now. We have truly stepped back on Twitch, and this is day 2 of us not being banned on Twitch over at twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig. It was my channel, and it will eventually get to the point to where we can make it the side scrollers branding and stuff. But yeah, so over there, if you want to use your Prime sub on us, your free Amazon Prime sub, we would greatly appreciate it. You can like give us money for free for nothing. It's awesome. We like that. That'd be great. Yesterday, we had a great success. Leaflet taught me how to be a Twitch streamer. We got the golden Kappa thing. Apparently that's rare now. I don't know. So we are Twitch streamers again, which is great. We're also live over on Rumble, obviously, and on Kick, which is great. So we're casting that net wide. Speaking of fishing, man, we're catching all these wonderful normal fish just hanging out there. Available right now over at Side Scrollers Plus, Season 2, Episode 1, Super Nintendo variety of Blabs versus Donkey Kong Country. One of the best video games ever made. Arch, have you ever played? Listen, I know plebe, console, I get it. Please tell me you played Donkey Kong Country.
I have. I've emulated it.
Oh, there we go.
Right on.
What'd you think?
It's very good. I liked all of the Donkey Kong games.
Yeah, they're really, really fun. You can see there's the thumbnail now. You can find it right now over on Plus. We actually have a nice little clip for you guys to get you guys excited for this. Maybe we should have, actually, I do think we do, but I'll get to that in a second. You check out Blabs being, this clip is just called Blabs is Retarded.
Okay.
You got this. You got it now. I know you got this. You got it. We're going to take our time, right? We're going to watch what we're doing. Fuck me.
Blabs, it is a genuine.
Yes, I am retarded. Stop asking me.
Oh, see, we know, which is good. At least you admit it. So you can find that over on Plus. Use promo code Blabs Versus over there to get a nice little discount on your Plus membership. As we're approaching, guys, 1,000 Plus members over there. We're growing. It's great. And we can't wait for our next announcement for you guys. Really good stuff. In addition to Wicked Virtue and Dez have also joined us as Plus partner members over there, which is wonderful. Continuing to add value for you guys. So lots of good things happening over on Side Scrollers Plus. All right, man, what a great start to the show. We're talking about fishing and Donkey Kong. We got Donkey Kong talk later today, as Nintendo had a 15-minute recap. We'll give you guys the bullet points of all that stuff. We have a new record, Arch, in the world of video games for most people playing one game at one time. We have a new record. I don't know if you saw that, but we're going to get to that. We had a major theft in the world of video games as well. And Marathon has been delayed indefinitely. That'll be our lead today. So, and as well as all the other interesting things, like a noticeable Food Network celebrity died, which I'll be interested to hear if Arch has any interest in or have any idea who this person is. So, but we always like to start.
Do you know what Food Network is?
Yeah. Do you have any idea?
Food is.
Well,
all right. What about Food
I
Network?
had some.
In America, Arch, we have a network that is dedicated to showing us stupid Americans food.
Okay. I'm vividly imagining a pair of women's feet dipping into egg yolk. Is that yes? No?
Don't think that's been done yet, but maybe you can
hold
pitch
on
that.
there. I'm pretty sure I can Google that.
Okay, I'm sure you can find that somewhere.
That's a Plus exclusive.
Is it? I don't know if we're going to go that far.
I'm
but
just pulling their legs.
Blabs has volunteered to dip her feet in egg yolks. No?
Oh, what a waste. Egg yolks are so expensive. Eggs are so expensive. If anything, it'd be like Jello or some shit,
Okay.
Jello. Yeah, that's a good idea. I hadn't thought about that.
Welcome.
Real quick, Arch, can we just walk me through this real fast? Just like, where did you get the idea of women's feet going into egg yolks?
He's like, free rin.
Lumi, of course, has been telling me about this for quite some time. She can't shut up about things like this.
Yes, Lumi. Okay, we've had Lumi on the show before, and Lumi does seem like a little little strange cat, if you will.
She's an odd pigeon.
Yeah, yes. And I appreciate that about Lumi. Hi, Lumi. It's good to see you.
Hi.
Okay, well, listen, we always like to start the show with Today in Gaming History. So let's get into it. Blabs, how about we just show it off today, and then I'll tell you all the things you did wrong.
Anyway, everybody,
Oh, man,
Alone in the Dark.
You're
the
so
new-
wrong. Oh,
Why?
no. Oh,
Fuck off.
no.
Anyway, Alone in the Dark, the new Nightmare was released in 2001. Bloodstained Ritual of the Night was released in 2019. And then Metal Slug Attack Reloaded was released 1 year ago today in 2024. Yeah.
Okay.
Why? What did I do wrong? What else new?
Some noticeable games that you missed today, Blabs, include the greatness of NBA Street. Listen,
Oh, whatever.
this is one of the best arcade basketball games ever made. Spectacular. They made like 3 of them. Super good. Twisted Metal Black, before David Jaffe just became a Looney Tune 24 years ago in 2001 over here. I'm surprised you didn't put Tamagotchi collection.
That's not Tamagotchi.
I said Tamagotchi.
Yeah, but it's not the same. I don't even know what that is, Tamagotchi.
I said Tamagotchi.
Yeah, but what is it?
I don't know, Blabs. It's
Why are
exactly
you saying I'm surprised you
it's
didn't put it in?
it's exactly what you think it is, Blabs.
What? What is it?
It's a collection of Tamagotchis.
I don't know what that. What is that?
It's just like Tamagotchi.
No, it's not. I'm gonna prove you wrong.
Subnautica was released for the
The simulation
Macintosh.
game.
Oh man, this is a great one. Bloodstained, Ritual of the Night. Bloodstained, what a great Castlevania-inspired game. Blabs, what are you looking at over here?
Oh, these Tamagotchis are like Wii game, like the Mii's. What is
Yes.
this?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was implying, Blabs.
No, you fucking didn't.
Yeah, sure I did.
As the only one who speaks Japanese here, I'll just allow yourself to continue digging.
Go ahead. Keep going. Arch, you speak Japanese?
Tomodachi is the word for friend.
See, there you go.
No, friendship collector.
There you go, Blabs.
You can be friends.
Hold on, Arch. What's Tamagotchi then? Is that just a brand?
Yeah.
Tama is egg, Gutsy is get, so it's egg friend, getting egg friend, basically.
Well, that makes sense. They're in the shape of
They
an
are
egg.
Tomodachi.
See,
I have a Harry Potter Tamagotchi.
Wait. So, Arch, hold on. This is even more important. You speak Japanese?
I do.
Wow. That's awesome.
Kawaii.
Yes. Excellent. Well, there you go, Blabs. Today in gaming history for everybody. Yeah, all right. A mercenary says, you're fired again, Blabs. Arch is only going to the end of the world, going full on mad world. The military has come out and take over. It's the only way. Thank you, mercenary. He also says, journals are trying to blame VTubers for the crazies. Yeah, we saw that. We'll probably get to that tomorrow. Marksman says, hey, Craig, since Arch covered Anna Valens, do you mind giving me the TLDR on this male incel and failed VTuber who chose the Christian method of to pick up girls? The VTuber progressive war is long going. Yeah. Do you know about this Anna Valens person?
I saw a post of them yesterday about the Pipkin Pippa almost shooting. And, well, they simply strike me as somebody trying to create a little progressive garden in VTubing, codes of conduct, and so on.
They are 100% an extreme. This person is a, yes.
Oh, we're on YouTube. It's illegal here.
Yes, you can say he. That's fine. We're on Twitch, whatever. It doesn't matter.
Ellen Page is a woman.
He is a very stable person that is absolutely batshit crazy. Yeah, and I think we'll get into that story that you're talking about tomorrow. I did see that, and there's a lot there, man. These people are nuts. Wolf and Wang says 1 year of being a mostly normal man. Let's go. Thanks so much for the 1 year of support. Mercenary says all this craziness is being orchestrated. Arch, you think so? You think that's the case? It's all Puppet Master?
Mercenary 21 is my chat's resident schizophreniac. So
Yeah.
I take what he says with a pinch of salt.
Yeah, Mercenary. That's what we love about Mercenary. He's
Although I will
out
say,
there.
the world has been particularly retarded this last couple of months. So who even knows at this point?
Yep, that is very true. That is very true. Oh my God, so funny. Crazy T says, happy Wednesday, normal folks. Let's go.
Happy
Thank you
Crazy
so much,
Wednesday.
Crazy. Hey.
What? Happy Wednesday, Crazy.
Hey, Crazy T. Happy birthday, by the way. Happy birthday.
Not even her birthday, is it?
Yeah, over on X. Check it out.
It's her birthday? Happy birthday, Crazy.
Yeah, here's Crazy
I
T
didn't
being
see that.
Here's Crazy T being strangled before she was strangled by her mother. It's really unfortunate. The
Happy birthday, Crazy. I hope you have a great day.
Crazy T's mom's over here like, you will not eat this pizza. Rawr. Getting ready to strangle her. In Minecraft, by the way. But yes, congratulations. Wiz says, how has Blabs put bullets into animals but never been fishing?
All right, this is easily explained. One, I don't go fishing when I'm on the clock. You know, I'm working on a farm. It's not fishing on a farm. It's livestock, not fish.
Oh, I see. Steven says, hi, Blabs. Welcome back.
Hi.
You wear bucket hats and you've never gone fishing? You're fired.
No, I wear bucket hats because I really like them and they're fun.
Little Orphan Funkhauser says, Panthers avenge your stars, Craig. Suck it, Canada. That's right. Get fuck Canada. America. The Panthers won the Stanley Cup last night. They're from Miami. Mary says, here's my first contribution towards Craig's 12-step prog retweaking for Twitch addiction. He was straight for Twitch bits yesterday. Yeah, man. Twitch is weird. They have gamified the entire experience for everybody. It's silly, messed up. Have you ever streamed over on Twitch before, Arch?
No. Last I checked, I was not into men, and so I'm not allowed on that platform.
Nice.
Well, we have Blabs, who I think is. So that gives us the pass.
I'm a man?
No, you're into men.
Well, yes, obviously.
Yes, so it's okay. Silo full of Cool Ranch Doritos says, Craig should take Blabs to Bass Pro Shop. She'll go in, and before you know it, she'll walk out with a tractor boat and a fishing rod.
Fun fact. Over the weekend, myself, Lumpy Potato, Dez, Wicked Virtue, and Eric, you mean the movies, we all went to Bass Pro Shops, and we absolutely bought nothing, but we had a great time looking at all the cool stuff. We were admiring the ATVs. Some of them are really nice.
Yep. Marius, thank you again for your first contribution. Appreciate that. Miner says, Blabs, great choice in games. Craig, give her a raise. Annie came in. Says, Blabs hit with an A+ 2 days in a row. Great picks, in my opinion. Wow, nice stuff. There you go.
Yeah, thanks, guys.
Tenarian came in, says, summer is all well and good, but when you live as far north as Arch and me, the constant daylight gets on our nerves, especially on this exact week. What's going on this exact week, Arch? Are you like super close to the sun? Does it feel like it's just right there?
Are you burned alive?
June and July are terrible months in Norway. It gets hot. It gets bright. It's hell.
Mm.
The only benefit by the insistent light bouncing off every surface is that it makes my scar more visible. So that's good.
Wait. Can you give me a Norwegian town that's not yours to check the weather?
That's not mine.
Yeah. No, we don't dox you, obviously.
Bergen?
How the hell do you spell that?
Bergen.
Let's see if I can find some Norwegian town names for you, Blabs. And how about this, Arch? I'll try to read off the town names, and you tell me if there's any of them that I get even close to it. Okay? So does it sound good?
Oh wait, how about this? In Hopvesland, Norway. That's a real place, yeah?
Hopvesland.
Is it a real place? Apparently, according to weather.com, it is. Is it?
It might be. It's reminding me of the Horst Vessel, but it might be.
All right, hang on. I'm going to use that one. All right. Bergen, Norway. Let's see.
Hold on. Arch, did you just say it reminds you of a horse vessel? Like that type of vessel? Is that what you're talking about?
No. The Horst. It's a different one.
Okay. I was like,
wait a second. According to Google, it's telling me it's 53 Fahrenheit right now in Bergen, Norway. The fuck you saying it's hot out? It's
that
53.
Is pretty warm. Plus, it's Bergen. It's probably raining.
It is raining. But it's 53 Fahrenheit.
Bergen.
It's always raining in Bergen.
Bergen, the population of 294,000, according to Statistics Norway, covers 465 square kilometers on the peninsula of Bergenschlagen. Did I get that close, Arch?
No.
Oh, okay. That's okay.
Dude, it's like it's fine there. Right now it's like 45. Tomorrow's gonna be high of 54, high of 59, high of 63. These sound like amazing temperatures, and you're saying it's hot?
Yep.
Okay.
What's
now,
the web? No. This is a serious
Anything
conversation.
above
Hang on.
10 degrees Celsius is warm.
No. Okay, so what's cold for
Uncomfortably
you?
so.
What's cold for you? Give me in Fahrenheit or Celsius. I'll translate.
Minus 20, 25?
Minus 25 Celsius? Is that yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, well, let's see. That's minus 13 Fahrenheit. Okay, that's cold. I live by like that temperature too. That is pretty
What?
damn cold. Minus 13
yes,
Fahrenheit's pretty damn cold, not gonna lie.
yes, minus anything is cold.
Welcome to my world. But like, he can't tell me that is hot when it's like 50s and 60s Fahrenheit.
It definitely is.
No!
Okay.
It's warm. Uncomfortably
No.
so.
Even ask Craig, was I not melting last week in like your studio?
Yeah, it was 77 degrees, and you were freaking out. It was 72
I was
degrees.
sweating bullets in his studio. This man is a weirdo. I was melting.
Yeah, it's weird. I don't even understand it. But if Arch comes off the plane, he may just faint,
Melt.
die. Crazy.
Probably, yes.
No. Anyways, well, thanks for that, Arch. You made it. I can't wait. Like 70 degrees here is cold. Like it's like, oh, well, that's pretty nice. I'd say 50 degrees is like sweater weather. You know, I'm just saying it's. Char says people who use the MiG switch on Switch 2 have. Oh wow, I've had their unit bricked. What do you think about Nintendo rendering people's property unusable / resellable? Wow, that's interesting. I'd like to find a little bit more information about that before we speak about that. But thank you very much, Char. That's very interesting information. Jimmy says,
yes. Didn't they announce that if they determined in their sole discretion that you had tampered with their console in some way, they had the ability to brick it?
They did. Yes. That was one of their big things. We were talking about if there's any sort of copywriting or any sort of violation of what they deemed inappropriate. Yeah, they can go in and just brick your console. That's very interesting that it's actually happening, especially the M Switch cartridge. The MiG switch cartridge, which is like a big emulation thing. So Jimmy Ray says that is hot. It's only 48. It's only 48 degrees Celsius in Arizona. So 53 degrees Fahrenheit must be hotter than that. Yes. Thank you, Jimmy.
Wait, what? 48 degrees Celsius is not the same as 53 Fahrenheit.
No. 48 degrees Celsius is like 90.
It's like 100, isn't
Yeah.
it? 48 C2F. What is that? Loud. Yeah,
It's
that's
Arizona.
like 118 Fahrenheit.
Sounds unlivable.
Blabs Armis came into this.
Yeah, so that's this guy right here. He says, new member of the family.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Craig the cock.
Let me know when you slice its neck to eat it.
Okay.
Thank you, Armis. Appreciate that. Charter says, Fertanga made a video about it. Okay, good to know. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Delta says, well, I saw the Raid Shadow Legends ad without any context yesterday, so now I get to ask the question, Craig, who's your favorite Raid Shadow Legends character? Well, Delta, I'm glad you asked. It's the one they told me to promote. Arch, we made it yesterday. Raid Shadow Legends.
Answer.
What's that?
A diplomatic answer.
Yes. So we made it yesterday. It was my our coup de grace. We did it. Yes, it's Raid Shadow Legends. Oh,
I had to pause it. You went underwater.
I know. Thank you. Bentley guy came into the tent and says, hey, Side Scrollers, my wife walked in on me listening to Side Scrollers with Arch on. Every time he's on now, I gotta ask permission to watch. With all the debauchery that Arch brings, I now need to take a shower. # Montez, # sent with love.
Good. Then everything is working as intended.
Hey, I did want to get to this. Yesterday we had Leaflet on, and the conversation about me becoming a VTuber is intensified a little bit. And Azahara over on X took a picture of me from several years ago and used it as a model here, Arch. And Azahara, it says they are a VTuber, Clipper, ship poster, VTuber debut coming. There you go, right there. they watched the show, which is outstanding, but they provided several different VTuber models, Arch, and I wanted to kind of throw these off you to see what you thought of these various models. So, do you mind if I throw these out your way to get your input on these, Arch?
Go on.
So here you go. What do you think about this first VTuber model? They call this the bland model.
Yeah, it's pretty boring.
Okay,
It doesn't look like you either. I reject this one.
Okay,
Doesn't look like you at all.
rejected. What about the cool fantasy one?
No, that's very cringe. I reject that one too.
It has been rejected. Okay. I was gonna say it's my Norwegian knight here with the scar on my nose. That's pretty cool though, right? All right. Then we have this one here, Arch. This is the Coomer one.
Oh no, it's a trap.
Thoughts on that, Arch?
The more popular one, as somebody who's best friends with a trans cat girl who uses avatars like this all the day.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Very coconut.
And then we have this one right here, which is this femboy. So thoughts on these, Arch? Do you any interest in me becoming a VTuber here, Arch, with any of these models, or should we continue to rework them a little bit?
Well, obviously, the femboy is the best option out of these, as we are currently in an era where women are attracted to feminine men and men are attracted to masculine women. So, might as well stick with me. Says the internet.
Could you imagine this one over here, like the Coomer one, where I'm just
It's a trap.
it's like, hey guys, what's up? It's me.
I'm gonna be honest. Any VTuber who's like a dude and uses a female avatar, kind of weird.
Nah,
Kind of weird. Very weird.
Yeah.
I use a cat.
You sure do, Arch. wait. I just love that.
I use a cat.
I use a cat. Oh, that's great.
Oh no.
I even
love
have a
this show.
face rigged cat that I haven't gotten around to setting up for months now. So
Oh man.
Do you have the streaming headphones with the cat ears? You know, like
I
one
do
of those
not.
Twitch thoughts use. I feel like you should get one. Do you
I
have
would
a
need to be paid
throne?
quite a
We
lot
should
for that.
We should make you a throne, and you can put it on your throne.
The problem is I'm not a whore.
I mean, fair. That's fair. You're not.
Just so you know, Blabs has a throne.
Yeah, that doesn't
I
mean I
know.
wear cat ears and headphones, homie.
Yes, it does. Anyone who has a throne is dubious.
Are you kidding me? Go to my throne. It's just Harry Potter stuff and binders for my card collection.
Yeah.
Very questionable.
I'm with Arch on this.
Yep.
Anyway, follow
Being
my
given
throne,
money
please.
is one thing. Like being given money is has a certain masculinity to it, but asking for gifts,
Listen,
no,
listen.
no.
All
Let's
right.
take a super chat.
Yeah, look, hey, speaking of, let's go. Bike Short says Thanos was right, but instead of half the universe, all the universe needs to be erased. There you go. Thank you, Bike Shorts. And Frenchie says live where it gets in the hundreds. Live where it gets in the-
Live.
well, live and live are pronounced the same, you know. So, thank you, Frenchie. Yes, I also live where it gets into the hundreds down here in Texas. All right, we got a lot to get to today. We're glad you're with us, wherever you're tuning in, whether it's Rumble or Kick or Twitch or YouTube, or of course, sidescrollersplus.com. We're glad you guys have joined us. We are out there and everywhere. We got a big show lined up for you guys, so let's get into it, friends. It's time for my favorite segment, your favorite segment, everybody in the world's favorite segment. It's time for Hard News. Okay, Arch. AI has become obviously a very big thing in the last 18 months or so. We use it on a day-to-day basis, or at least I do. I use ChatGPT and various AI tools to help me with my organization and various things like that. But one of the growing trends has been that you've seen in the last month or so since Google released their AI software is these AI videos of historical events that have been going around. Do you know what I'm talking about, Arch?
Yes, I have seen this particular brand of internet cancer.
Well,
He doesn't like these things.
well, then why are we talking about it today with Arch?
Because I thought it was funny anyway.
I'll be able to critique it effectively.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. Sounds good. Well, we have a new one here that is all about the Titanic, Arch, and the disaster that was the Titanic, but it was vlogged by a modern influencer. Would you like to check this one out, Arch?
Do I have a choice?
No.
No.
Here we go. Let's check it out.
My rich daddy just bought us first-class tickets to board the Titanic. I've heard this ship is indestructible. Let's sail, baby. Update, guys. Apparently the captain said something about an iceberg warning or something like that. I don't know. I was busy talking to the HUD, so I'm not completely sure. I'm here with the captain's daughter right now. She told me that he said we're cooked. And I'm not going to lie, there's an iceberg up ahead that keeps getting bigger and bigger. GG? Holy fucking shit, we just hit an iceberg! I think we actually are cooked, guys. Who the hell said this ship was indestructible? What the hell is even that? Guys, I don't know what to do right now. To be honest, this is some fire content, but not gonna lie, I'm shitting my pants right now. Okay, so apparently the captain's like only letting women and kids off first. I told them I was a she/her and they still wouldn't let me. Like, sorry I didn't bring a toddler with me. What's up, guys? We're out here on this lifeboat. Had to shove this lady out of the way to get on here. But it is kind of cramped. I might just jump off. Yo, update, I'm in the ocean now. Low-key freezing. If I die, just like and follow. Freaking goody.
So there you go. I mean,
Accurate.
Art.
That's everything I hate in one short little snippet. Modern influences, AI, speaking like brain rot. Yeah, no, that's the worst thing created.
Well, I mean, I think it what it does is it shows exactly all the things that you hate put into one video, right? In a satirical way, which should actually, in a small smidgen of a way, maybe help you appreciate it a little bit.
I don't know. If I satirically assault someone, I'm still going to jail. I don't see why the same standard shouldn't apply here.
So wait, hold on. You're saying that's assault?
Yeah.
Wow. That's Blabs, you like that stuff though, yeah?
I mean, I like it in small doses. Like, that's a healthy amount that I could be able to watch. I can't just sit through an hour of it. But I thought it was pretty accurate to the way these youths talk now and these influencers talk. I'm like, you know what? I could see that happening. I could see like some dudes pretending to be women.
You mean like actually getting on the boat before?
Yeah, like I am she, her.
There you go. Well, yeah, I mean, I could absolutely see that. I identify as she, her, and want to get on the lifeboat for sure. I thought it was fairly clever, and I think
I think it's good.
Like using those 8 seconds is the most you can clip out of that, or they make clips at a time, and being able to craft a story like in 8 seconds like that is actually, or in 8-second little segments, I actually think is pretty smart. You know, they're able to tell a story in however long that was, 1 minute, with 6 or 7 8-second snippets. I think that's pretty clever. And whether it's AI or not, that does take a little bit of talent. Don't hit me, Arch.
Boat sank. I've created the story of the most famous sinking in the world. My edition, Zoomer speak.
Yeah, that's kind of the idea. Arch, are you a big Titanic guy? Do you like the story of the Titanic and everything?
Well, the story of the Titanic is one of good old-fashioned hubris, which is always a nice subject matter. And it is remarkable the difference in behavior back then. As you got to remember, they didn't have enough lifeboats, and so the women and children got on first. But bear in mind, the men on this boat were the Elon Musks and the Donald Trumps of this era. And all of them simply stood by and waited for themselves to die while saving their women and children. Probably not something that would happen today.
Yeah, there's a lot of truth in that. It's what's interesting. I think that... well, first and foremost, have you heard Adam Krigler's thoughts on this? Like, there's this conspiracy theory, I guess, I don't know, use that in quotations, conspiracy theory, that a lot of today's society, the Titanic was meant to be a reset of like global banking and stuff, because as you said, there were so many influential people on that boat. Have you heard this theory?
No.
Yeah, it's really interesting. And I mean, let me see if I can pull it up really quick, because there is
Federal Reserve and everything.
Yes. So there is a conspiracy theory over on, here you go. This is on Wikipedia or whatever, but we'll just kind of give you a quick rundown. Suggested that it was, let me see real quick. The Olympic Exchange. Okay, what are the controversial and elaborate theories surrounding the sinking of the Titanic? Was advanced by this guy, Robin Gardner. Gardner draws on several events and coincidences that occurred in the months, days, and hours leading up to the sinking of the Titanic, and concluded that the ship that sank was, in fact, Titanic's sister ship, Olympus, disguised as Titanic as an insurance scam for its owners, controlled by J.P. Morgan, who had acquired the White Star Line. So, there's all sorts of interesting ideas. There was another one that was about it being deliberately sunk because it killed off several millionaires who were in opposition of the Federal Reserve. Some of the wealthiest men in the world were aboard the Titanic on her maiden voyage, several of whom included, various people who were allegedly opposed to the creation of a U.S. central bank. So, I don't know. Interesting, to say the least. I think the Titanic is everything around it is really interesting to me, right? The idea of the hubris around it, the fact that it, how it kind of picked up, obviously, in the late 90s with the movie, right, and James Cameron. And then on top of that, the whole Titan thing, where, there was that ship that went down and it got...
The little Subnautica thing.
Yeah, I've been watching the Netflix documentary about that, and it's like 2 hours long. And there's a lot of technical jargon in it, and I'm waiting for it to kind of get to the point where they talk about the people actually dying. But I think it's all kind of leading up to that. So, haven't made it all the way through that documentary yet. But I don't know. I'm for one, really fascinated by the story of the Titanic and the hubris around it. As you said, Arch, pretty amazing stuff. And to see it kind of brought to life in AI is, I saw people in the chat you're an idiot, Craig. And I'm like, yes, I am. Congratulations. But I like that stuff. So, yeah, man, interesting.
No, I do
stuff.
think it's definitely interesting, for sure.
Did you, Blabs, you ever gone down the Titanic rabbit hole before?
I actually have. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I learn about history.
What's your favorite historical topic, Blabs? Do you have a favorite one?
When I was younger, I really liked learning about the royal family, specifically Bertie. So Elizabeth's father, King George, was his real name King George? I forget his name. Anyway, yeah. So Bertie's father, stupid piece of shit Wallace. That entire timeline of the royal family. When I was a kid, I used to read a lot about that. But yeah, Titanic's definitely interesting. Also, learning about how the Empire State Building was built, things like that. Apparently they were supposed to have a Zeppelin was supposed to be able to land on it at one point, and then they just scrapped that idea, if I'm not mistaken. So it's been a while since I read about those, but yeah.
Arch, do you have a favorite piece of history that you like learning about?
Do I need to pull out some more of my World War II memorabilia?
Yeah, let's go! Show and tell!
I prefer the war history of warfare, because it is humanity's greatest invention.
Do you you remember that meme a few months ago about men thinking about the Roman Empire? Do you think about the Roman Empire?
Yeah, the Romans are overrated.
Do you prefer other empires, huh, Arch?
Yes. I found the Seleucids more fascinating.
Oh my God. All right. Well, thank you, Arch. Appreciate that. And now we know. Question: do you, chat? Do you think about the Roman Empire or the Titanic, or what is your favorite historical segment of time that you like to learn about? I love learning. It's fun. VG came in and says, even the microphone didn't want to hear that raid ad. Shut up, VG. Appreciate them. I don't even know if we're going to get paid for it. That's the worst thing about it. I think I screwed it up. Modest came in with the 5, says, hey, bada bing. The Gooners are funny. They love their muscle mommies and also their furry rule 34 of Sonic the Hedgehog. The internets will never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. Thank you, Modest. A bada bing. And the Tower Commander came in, says, I completely missed you had Ross Scott on when I was asking for it so much. I may have emailed him after you had him on. I'm happy to help with Arch and Ross. I have less than 50 subs, but I hope to be as big as you someday. Well, thanks, Tower Commander. And to be fair, we're not big. We're just a bunch of dudes, but we appreciate you.
I'm a dude.
That's right. Thank you so much, Tower Commander. Good luck with your growth. Make sure you get that looked at. All right. Hey, let's move on and talk about this quick recap. Arch, I believe last time you were on with your cat, we showed you this clip, the Gooner Bar here. Do you remember this?
I do. It offended me.
It did offend. Why did it offend you so bad?
Many levels. The accents, the bars, the fact you can't hang off them. I don't like it.
Oh, it didn't take. It took it. Wasn't too far. They need to take it much further. Is that what you're saying?
Oh yes, this is nothing.
Okay. Well, just a quick recap here. This is the Naughty Bar at the Renaissance Fair. The best customer here. You'd be drunk as a skunk after a few minutes. There we go. Let's see what happens when you buy a beer at this Naughty Bar at the Renaissance Fair.
Do you want to perform my shackles? Yes. Yeah. Will we check? Oh, there you are.
How strong are these?
They're not strong. Like, not cold, prime.
Got it.
Is that a comfortable and delicious position? I can try and do it.
Perfect. This is great.
Wonderful. Lips upon my tip. Suck it for me, my love. I want to take you right in the mouth where everyone watches. Yes, yes. Take it like Eve in the Garden of Eden. Oh, sin with thy mouth. Give me the temptation. Yes. Oh, you dirty, nasty harlot. Look at me as you swallow the girl.
So you get the idea there.
Nasty harlot.
If we can relive that for a little bit. Arch, I know you're disappointed with their efforts. I have not seen this one, but apparently we're back at it again, Arch. And
we're back at it with the white vans, but this time it's a dude.
Blabs wanted to share this new one here with you, Arch.
Yeah, so before we press play, fun fact, this was sent to me by my sister, and I don't even think she watched the episode where we had it, and I was like, oh my god, we saw this on the show! So...
What's up, sis?
Yeah, she sent me this.
Let's go. So, have you pre-screened this, Blabs?
Yeah, it's okay to play.
Okay, just making sure. All
right.
I've
pre-screened.
Arch, want to get your thoughts on this. I have not seen this either. Here we go.
Keep the change.
Oh, huzzah to the generous tip. To a nice day.
We can do naughty.
You want it naughty?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Can you grab onto my shackles
Yes.
for me? Nice and tight. Both of them. Squeeze them. Don't let go. Just like that. Spread those legs for me. Nice and wide. So it goes in easier. 1, 2, 3. Okay. Now, can you lean forward for me? Lips on my tip. And suck on it just like that. Very good, my lord. Oh, I love the eye contact. Yes. Take it down the throat just like that. Oh, it's so good. Oh, I can hardly take it. Now, eye contact with me as you swallow. 3, 2, 1. And you are done. Enjoy, darling.
Oh my God. Thank you. This is where you find love.
I would like to forward the official legal suggestion that we ban all forms of homoeroticism, and I consider this to be part of it. I don't care that there's a woman involved. This is gay, and I want it illegal.
Oh my gosh. Blabs, what do you think of that?
Really, really awkward to watch. Not my thing. I would never do that either.
Cringe should not be legal in public. Simple.
Well, unfortunately it is. And that's where we're at now. I'll tell you, the guy was, she was really asking for the eye contact there. And you got to be a special type of person over here to...
Very bold and brave.
Yeah, to be able to speak like that to just a random person, like the idea of going to eye contact here. And at a certain point, let's just at what age do you become like the creeper who keeps going back and like, instead of going up once, there's got to be guys who keep going up and buying like 3 or 4 beers,
like
right?
some 50-year-old dude, 60-year-old lonely guy. Ugh. Like, how's that work? Do they be like, no, we can't accept this. Go away now.
Yeah, like you've had enough, sir.
Yeah, like it must make them feel super uncomfortable. I'll have to do that too.
Oh my gosh.
I wonder what the protocol is for that. Like, if they're really creeped out by someone and they don't want to serve someone, how does that work?
Well, maybe they just go nice with it. Every time.
We're gonna go nice, sir, even though you requested naughty.
Listen, you're offering a service of dirty talking whilst feeding people beer. At that point, I do not care about your comfort level. You're the harlot here. You're both illegal. Both.
Arch is like going full like Mushu over here. Dishonor on you. Dishonor on your cow. Dishonor on your family.
How dare you object? This is the service you offer, and you go like, no, you're too old and creepy. I don't care. This is the business you're in now.
I love it.
Swallow it or shut up.
Love it. Hey, by the way, we're on the front page of Kick right now. It's good to see everybody over on Kick.
Hi,
Hello.
Kick.
Welcome to our show, and we're glad you guys have joined us. Do us a favor, follow us over on our channel. We'd really appreciate it. We're glad you're with us, and let's stink and go as we continue to dominate on a day-to-day basis. Let's go. Oh, my God. Yeah, great content for the front page right there for Kick. Oh, my goodness. Well, that's wildly unfortunate for everybody to witness that, and we're glad you guys did.
I think Frostor has a point. Swallow it or shut up. Arch 2025.
Yeah, no, unironically, this is the service you're offering. Fuck you.
Metaphorically speaking.
Reese came in, says regarding the Naughty Bar clip, just sitting here and with a cat in my arm and pondering why we're fucked as a species. Anyone have any clues? Maybe Montez has some brilliant insight. Well, thank you, Reese. Yes, there is definitely a look. It's got to be a very profitable business, right? We talked about this last time we saw this. That has to make a ton of money.
I cannot imagine paying for being publicly humiliated like this. I cannot imagine being paid to be publicly humiliated like this.
You know, the question is, Blabs, see if you can find how much the Naughty Bar resistance thing at Renaissance.
A Renaissance,
yeah,
not the resistance.
I just glanced over there at the thing. Yes, the Naughty Bar at the Renaissance Fair. See how much it costs for a beer.
It's Americans. That's the problem. Yeah. You need to be more like us Norwegians, where the highest sin is inconveniencing other people. Making other people uncomfortable, making them cringe, imposing upon their day should be the worst thing imaginable. You should feel shame. Your family should feel ashamed of you.
Wait, who feels more shame? The lady or the guy?
Oh, both. They should both be arrested. But the man especially.
Wow. Okay, that's tough, man. Chat, would you feel shame for doing that? These are important questions that we need to know. Very, very glad you guys have found us today and got us here. There you go. Scoop says, and now something completely different. Yeah, that's kind of where we're at right here. Blabs, you got any update on how much one of those beers cost?
No, I can't find like the beer prices. I'm just seeing like Renaissance fairs, like the cost for admission for random ones like Pennsylvania or New York, and it seems to be between $20 and $40 a ticket.
Yeah, but we need to find how much the
the beers. I don't know. I'm assuming that stuff is like within the fair and adjusted per whatever, but I don't know. I don't I'm not seeing on any of these websites.
See, here's the thing. I see this as a tremendous opportunity. I think this
Craig
is something.
wants to go to the Naughty Bar. Confirmed.
No. I want to start one because I guarantee
a Naughty Bar.
Listen, it's as naughty.
Arch is our number one customer.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
To be fair, I would pay to publicly humiliate Craig in this fashion.
Would you talk dirty to Craig?
That's right, Arch.
No, but I would like to film Craig with a group of old men lining up for him as he asks them to suck on his tit. That I would approve of.
That will not happen. Although with AI, you never know what's going to happen. So yeah, I mean, hey, that's where we're at. Oh, we do have another video here. Would you like to see more of this, Arch?
Oh, please, don't we all?
Don't we all?
This is 23 seconds here, so let's see what happens with this one. Oh.
How to like the board? No, you're not yours and all the names. I'm excited. I'm gonna pop your cherry. Lips on the tip, suck on the hole for me. That's right, you nasty little thing. Show us what you can do with that now. Sneak it in just like that. Just gonna lick it. Love it. Oh, you love sucking while your friends watch. Look at me as you choke and finish and swallow for me. Good girl.
She's giving her like a white claw or something
She's
like that.
Dressed as Cinderella.
Right. It's really messed up. The lady's like approaching her 40s and she's like, oh, I don't know. I listen.
Just got like, I don't even know what you would call that by Cinderella, who's supposed to be a minor. That's weird.
There is a level of messed upness. Yes.
They're not dressed like Cinderella's fine. She legally got banged by the prince and increased her social standing through marital wedlock.
Shout out.
Now, if it was Alice in Wonderland, there are questions to be asked.
Isn't she supposed to be 12, right?
Yes, Alice in Wonderland was a book written specifically to try and seduce a child.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Well,
so anyway, about that Gooner Bar.
Innocent.
If anybody makes their way out to the Renaissance Fair and sees the Gooner Bar, let us know. Please get a video of yourself so we can show it on the show, because I'm intrigued by this. I want to know how much the beer costs. I want to know how much they expect for a tip. I want to know how long the service lasts.
What kind of tip?
Just the tip, Blabs. Okay, don't make it weird. All right, that's what I want to know. I want to know how much the tip is. So there we go. Gamer Hunter came in and says, Craig, I need Marathon as a trophy hunter. I missed my opportunity to play Concord and get the platinum. It's a regret, but Marathon, I need to play another bad game, even if my soul hurts. Let's go, Montez. I know, Game Hunter, you are an immense game hunter, trophy hunter, but unfortunately, you can't have Concord. I have Concord. 2 copies of Concord. I'm the greatest.
Did you leave the one on the arcade? Where'd you move it?
It's right there.
I don't know. I can't see. It's literally not there anymore. Yeah, you gotta leave it there. Don't move it. Put it back.
Well, no, you got to be able to see it.
All right.
Right? You got to be able to see it. There you go. Graham says, as someone who has been to Ren fairs, can we all admit that it's mostly nerds and freaks who attend? There's freaks that attend these anyways. That's kind of the point. So, not sure why we're shocked to see this behavior. Montez, listen,
It's
Graham.
a bunch of swingers.
I totally agree with you. Yes. Like, no one's ever looked at like the Ren Fair folks and been like, that guy's awesome, right? Like, nobody's ever thought that. Sorry, it's just the reality. It's like when you go to gaming cons, no one's like, that guy's really, you know what I mean? Like, let's just be very real. It's not filled with like, stallions of men. Just throwing it out there. It's okay.
I apply the exact same standards as I do to FurryCon as I do to this.
Mm-mm.
So long as you do it in the privacy of your own little communities of degenerate freaks, it's all fine. But we're not doing it. Now we're filming it, and I am being forced to watch it. The non-aggression treaty has been violated.
Sorry about that, guys.
Arch is that guy who goes, this is not okay. It's just not. That's Arch.
It's just not.
All right. Oh, man. Hello, everybody. Once again, going to kick because we got a lot of folks watching us over there. You guys watching us over on YouTube. Hello. You guys hit the follow button wherever you guys are tuning in. Shady Duck says, I used to frequent a bar that had like a reclined dentist chair in it. For an extra cost, you could order a shot and you'd sit in the chair while a shot girl mounted you and fed you the shot. How much was the extra charge, Shady Duck?
Yeah, let us know.
Yeah, for sure. Tim says, the beers cost about $18 and that barmaid was fired for breaking character. I wasn't able to get her contact info for you.
Wait, when did she break character?
Yeah, I didn't. Like, maybe she did another time. I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah.
On this topic, I
Yes.
just found something cringe.
Okay.
A picture of a Renaissance fair where all the actors in costume are wearing COVID masks in 2024.
Well, is it 2024?
Hmm.
Oh my gosh, let's find this real fast. Is this... Yes, of course. This is of course. Look at this nonsense right here. You think that they were scared of this of the COVID back in Renaissance times?
I'm pretty sure they were too busy dying of the plague to worry about COVID.
At least they could wear those silly plague beakies instead. Like, that just looks wrong on so many levels. So they're breaking the Renaissance spirit, first and foremost. Secondly, they're afraid of COVID in 2024, and they couldn't even be bothered to put on the little beaky masks.
And they're outside too. That's the most amazing thing about this. They're outside. Okay, everybody's got a freaking mask on here. This person, they all have masks on. This is in 2024.
Countless levels of abject failure.
Oh my gosh. Give it up for this guy in the background. Just this solo guy right here. That's it. He's the only guy. Oh, this lady back.
The normal people aren't wearing them. It's just the performers, I guess, who are wearing them.
What a mess. I can't. Well, there you go. Maybe that says a little bit about the mental acuity of some of the people there. Shady Duck says it was like $5. $5 to get mounted by the girl. That's it, huh?
Shady's like, good $5, well spent.
Well spent. That's right. Tower Commander says, and of course, as soon as I leave the house to get my new pistol, there's a giant thunderstorm. This is what I get for procrastinating. I guess I'll shill my political channel. Come say hi sometime. There you go, Tower Commander. Well, good luck getting your pistol there. What's it like being able to just walk out and get a pistol? I know Arch can't do that. It's unfortunate.
I cannot do that.
Tenarian says, the issue is with this exact week, this far up north, isn't the temperature. It's that the sun never sets. The longest day of the year is coming up. It's cute for foreigners to experience, but for those of us who have jobs and have to sleep, it sucks.
It's never dark anymore.
I'd rather the sun than have like darkness 24/7, man.
We have that too.
No,
Then why don't you like it when it's sunny out?
Because I prefer the darkness.
But
When
you
I go
are
to
a
sleep
vampire.
and it's dark, and I wake up and it's dark, that's a good time of year.
No.
I love you, Arch. You're so funny. Tenarian says, shame goes a long way in high trust societies. I'm having my boiler replaced. I don't lock my doors so the guys can just walk in and handle it while I'm at work. If they mess up, shame. Our politicians don't do anything too crazy because of shame. That's right. Shame people. There you go. Thank you very much, Denarian. And Mr. Rich Low Pitch says, I appreciate the Norwegian practice, but not being a nuisance. In fact, I feel like an a-hole when I pull up to too far from a drive-through window. I don't know how Somali does it. All right.
Yeah, no, that is the enforced standard of Norwegianness and what should be the whiteness standard. You should feel bad for inconveniencing other human beings.
And I think that they do not feel that at the Renaissance Fair. All right, let's go and move on to our next story. Scoop came in with the 5. Says summer solstice is a fantastic time of the year. Land of the midnight sun. Thank you, Scoop. Appreciate that. All right, and there we go. We'll get some of your supers to scroll on the bottom of the chat here in just a second. Once again, we appreciate you guys popping in. If you guys are tuning in, hit the thumbs up button and follow wherever you're tuning in. You guys watching over on Kick, once again, appreciate you guys. I always like to capitalize when we're like on the front page to invite you guys over because, hey, we're growing everywhere, which is great. So, all right, Arch, I'm curious. We talked about this briefly before the show, or what was it? Was it actually during the show? I don't quite recall. It was very early in today. But there was a noticeable death yesterday in the world of entertainment here in America. We have a network here called the Food Network, Arch. And this is not the feet dipped in egg yolks, as you suggested when we spoke about this. But this is a network that, they have food competitions, and it's a huge network. Like, it does gangbusters, all sorts of content over there. One of its biggest stars was this lady named Anne Burrell. This was her right here. Have you ever seen this lady before?
No.
Well, you can watch her on reruns as she died yesterday after apparently cardiac arrest, a heart attack at the age of 55. Oh. Now, she wasn't massive, she was just like a lady. She wasn't like super big or fat or whatever. And you can see the update here. A rep for the NYC Fire Department tells TMZ the 911 caller reported that Anne went into cardiac arrest. So this was her. She's just kind of like a, I guess she was in a lot of shows. She was on the show called Worst Cooks in America. She was on the Iron Chef series. Have you ever seen the Iron Chef series before, Arch?
No.
Well, it's big over in Japan. It's big over here in the States as well. So people were rolling out. A lot of other Food Network folks were sending their condolences. Artie, she's a Food Network star lady. She talked about all the good things that she did. And like I said, she's a fairly normal looking lady, had crazy hair, Robert Irvine as well came in, was talking about how stunned and sad about the passing of Anne Burrell, and wasn't a fiery chef. She was a radiant spirit who lit up every room she entered. From the beginning of Worst Cooks in America, our friendly rivalry was fueled by mutual respect, right? So there's a lot of like, outpouring of support and sadness here. Adam Richman, he was a guy who was on a show called Man vs. Food. This is a really popular show. I said, this one hurts, makes no goddamn sense. Or does it? We'll talk about that in a second. So, it looks like they hung out actually quite a bit here. And
you're saying they killed and ate her.
No, that's not what I'm saying, Arch. I am saying this. Actually, I'm not even saying this. I'm not saying this at all. I want to be clear. I'm not saying this. I'm just gently observing this post here. Food Network star Anne Burrell dead at 55. No cause yet. Just going to sit this here. And you can see how liberating it was. Their words right here. What a liberating experience it was for them to, back in 2021, to, wear that mask and do the thing here. Just want to point that out. Now, look, this probably will get us banned over on Twitch for talking about this. But are we at a point now? And like, to be clear, I'm not saying that's the cause, right? But I do think it is worth having a conversation about everything that happened in the last 5 years or so, right? Am I off on this, or is this something that should I just shut up and ignore it?
We talked about how the Titanic was a plot to a completely unrelated topic, wipe out a certain upper crust percentage of liberal, wealthy elites. I don't see any reason why we should do a rerun of that with modern technology.
Okay.
Again, completely unrelated.
Totally unrelated. Yes, absolutely. I don't know. I mean, Blabs, do you have any thoughts on this?
I mean, I think it's sad that a lot of these people are like hoodwinked into thinking they're doing the right thing, and they go and do something that may or may not have gotten them killed, right? Like, I think that there's something tragic in there, right? Regardless of what she was thinking or whatever, a woman is dead, a family member is dead, right? So it is sad, but I'm not gonna say anything because we don't know. She could have had some type of underlying cause.
It's all true. Yep.
Happened with Michelle, right? Michelle, what was her last name? Trachtenberg, I think her last name is, something like that. The Ice Princess actress who died a couple of months ago, and you were like, she was boosted, but no, she died because she had was it liver failure or something like that, or kidney transplant failure? So yeah.
Yep.
I don't know.
Okay.
Well, we can say this because this is a very uncontroversial, but one of the other vaccines, which one was it? It wasn't the Pfizer vaccine. One of the other vaccines was actually determined by Norwegian scientists to have a massively increased risk of cardiac complications. Like, we proved that was the fact, and they pulled the entire vaccine. And the simple fact is, vaccines are usually developed over the course of years and years and years and years, because when you're rolling any sort of medication out for general consumption, you are dealing with a billion different people with a billion different biologies, a billion different complications, which is why this is usually tested for extraordinarily long periods of times. And, well, this one wasn't.
I feel like it's at least worth having a conversation, right? But so many people were exposed to this that, if we talk about so many things in society, we have so many issues. Why not just have that conversation? And I think the answer is it just comes down to money, right? Like, at a certain point, you're just kind of connecting dots. And, like people say, well, if it only affected a small percentage of people, even a percentage of a percentage, like 0.01%, okay, that's fine. But 0.01% of people that, how many millions and millions of people got it? And as you mentioned, Arch, there have been other things that have been pulled off that have affected hundreds of people, right? So, it's still being pushed. And like I said, I'm not implying anything, just saying I see something, I'm observing it. So why not just have a conversation on a larger scale? And it goes back to the heart thing. That's what they said. They asked some of the adverse effects go there, and the heart and stuff. I don't know. It's just interesting. That's all I'm saying. I'm not implying anything, YouTube, but I am saying it is interesting. And I'm also like to point out that Adam Krugler was suspended off YouTube after 9 violations, and all 9 of those things that he was suspended for were later found out to be true. Just throwing that out there. So, all right, let's move on. Let's actually talk video games. You want to talk video games, Arch?
Yes.
Okay, let's talk a little bit of video games. So this morning, Nintendo had a Donkey Kong Bonanza, big old direct. It was 17 minutes long. And we're gonna hit some of the highlights of it, just to kind of give you a quick rundown. Now, you said you have played all the Donkey Kong games extremely legally.
Yes.
Yes, and you're a fan of the Donkey Kong games.
I am.
Have you seen in this new Donkey Kong that looks really exciting for you, Donkey Kong Bonanza?
I even Bonanza. I haven't been keeping up with the series recently. I think the last one I was played was Nintendo 64.
Yeah, that was like a major collectathon. Yeah, that game, Donkey Kong 64. Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know where the series is going today.
Well, it's been primarily 2D platforming since then. But I think this is actually the first 3D Donkey Kong game we've seen since then. So that's interesting for sure. Now, they did have this presentation. It was, as I mentioned, 17 minutes and almost 18 minutes long here. We can skip through some of the highlights that Nintendo wanted to promote. It's #1 trending over on YouTube right now. Some noticeable things include the use of amiibo support, which I didn't know that they were still pushing amiibos. What do you think about these little things, these amiibos here, Arch?
Largely unoffensive. If somebody wants to waste their money on a plastic model and that they can then like slot into a game, then
right. We did this thing back in the day. It was so fun. We did an amiibo death match. I think it was called the Amiibo Cockfight, where we had people build up their amiibo characters. So that's something you do in Smash Brothers. And then we had the amiibos fight each other in person. Like people would put their amiibos down, and then the loser actually got their amiibos destroyed in front of everybody. It was so fun. It was so good. But yes, the amiibos are available for purchase. They unlock Pauline's in-game diva dress. Now, what's the deal with Pauline, you may be asking? Well, Pauline is actually like the sidekick character to Donkey Kong in this game. Pauline's voice, which you saw Pauline in Super Mario Odyssey, which I'm sure, Arch, you played, once again, completely legally, Super Mario Odyssey. Pauline was the mayor of New Donk City, and she was like a singer. And it says, Pauline's voice empowers Donkey Kong to unleash his wild side with the power of Bonanza. Yep, that's Donkey Kong as a zebra and an ostrich. Let's go ahead and see what was going on with this.
Pauline do something special. She can make Donkey Kong transform. With incredible destructive power, even hard terrain poses no problem. Plow through the world and smash as much as possible with the powerful Kong Bonanza. Plus, DK can transform into a zebra. He's as speedy as he is striped.
What do you think of this, Arch?
I mean, I'm assuming that the retarded part here is the retarded part, amongst other things, turning the monkey into a zebra. For me, I'm mostly getting flashbacks of that time they introduced a young human girl to the Sonic series, and
oh yeah, that didn't go very well, did it?
Now there's a human girl hanging out around the monkeys that supercharge them.
That's right. And there, by the way, in
Mayor of
addition to
Smash City,
Donkey Kong also in Smash City, Donkey Kong also turns into an ostrich here, which can fly.
Ostrich, a flying ostrich. Spread your wings and soar through the sky.
So that's
ostriches
interesting.
don't fly.
That's true. But if you go back to like the original Donkey Kong Country, you did have the ostrich that allowed you to float. So there's that. I suppose. A nice little callback here. So I think what's happening in this game is there are different like levels that you beat, and it sounds like it's kind of Mega Man-ish, where you beat a certain level and you get a certain power, which allows you to continue to explore, I guess, a la, Mega Man or a Metroid or something like that. And allows you to continue to progress with additional powers. And I deduced this by watching the next clip here. Apparently there's like an underworld area here where you meet these kings. And can I tell you how I got there? Here you go.
The many layers of the underground world are host to a variety of inhabitants. Some are mysterious and aren't too bothered by DK's destructive tendencies. It looks like Cranky Kong and his companion Rambi are also venturing through the layers of the world.
I guess he has kind of like a Captain Toad mentality, or he's kind of just making his way through a la Mario Odyssey.
Then there are the giant elders who call the underground world home. They're said to possess ancient Bonanza powers.
So, as I said, I think you get through these areas, then you unlock these powers. Pauline sings a song, kind of Ocarina of Time-ish, where you play a song and you get a power. I'm just kind of, that's what it appears to me. Any thoughts on this? Does it get you excited here, Arch or Blabs?
My thoughts are very simple. My thoughts is, man, I am old because this is just cringe to me now.
Really? Okay. Yeah. What about you guys? What about you, chat? A lot of people are saying this looks really good. I think this is going to be super fun, personally. I think this will be great.
It doesn't really appeal to me, to be completely honest. But again, I didn't grow up playing these games, so I'm missing like the whole nostalgia factor as well. But I don't know, it just doesn't seem that great. Like, I'd rather go play the Donkey Kong Country game that I played over on Plus, by the way.
Yeah.
I would definitely go play that over this one. Now, I'm sure it'll do really well. I'm sure it'll sell super well and make a lot of money. But I don't think I'm the target audience.
I did grow up with this, and I recognize virtually none of this except for Cranky Kong and Rambi. And yeah, my impression is simply just, I have become old. This does not appeal. I do not understand.
I think you're right. I think you're right on that. I really do. I think that this is not meant for you, Arch. This is meant for the kids. And by the way, new poll in the chat. Are you interested in this game? Are you interested in Donkey Kong Bonanza? Based off what we're showing here. Let's continue. We've also talked about how the Switch has a killer new app, Blabs. Do you remember the new killer new feature with the Switch?
The mouse.
That's right, the mouse. Well, you can use the mouse in this game, Arch. You want to see how? Boy, do you.
Doesn't even answer.
Outside of the main game, there's a mode where you can...
Real quick. Can we just give it up for the music in the background, straight from Donkey Kong?
The music is good, yes.
Yes.
Outside of the main game, there's a mode where you can carve stone using mouse controls called DK Artist. Rotate to paint. Carve material. Or add some back on.
That's going to end well. I'm just going to...
Yeah, that doesn't look good right off the bat.
Sure. Yes, Nintendo. Give people the ability to make whatever they want with your characters. I'm sure there will not be a tremendous quantity of penises.
This, I mean, you could argue that there's one kind of right there staring us in the face.
See, like, I get the idea. There's a game that came out recently that I'm really enjoying, a Broken Arrow strategy game where they were like, okay, we're going to have a map screen and you can paint on it to communicate your ideas and strategies to other players. Wow, that sounds like a great idea. Cock, penis, cock.
Of course. Well, as one would expect. I mean, naturally.
You can even change the lighting and add...
Oh, it's an octopus. Oh, it's an octopus tentacle. That's what it is. Oh, I'm sorry.
Delectable banana effects. Give it a try and sculpt to your heart's content.
There you go. So you have that ability here. Nice little. I'm sure people will make all sorts of fun things in Donkey Kong Bonanza here. But if that hasn't sold you yet, Arch, I know you're huge on customization for your characters. I can see it in your face. You're beaming, as a matter of fact, with how excited you are for this next feature, Arch.
I am. My skin is actually capable of reflecting light.
I see it. I see. That's what I mean. I was a play on words. You're just beaming here, Arch.
Can you like power stuff with your brightness?
Well, theoretically, yes.
Okay.
Arch, I would love to see you wear these pants right here.
And nothing else?
You know, maybe the tie.
It's Craig's fancy right there.
Throw the tie. It looks like there's some chaps here, which you can wear as well. But here you go. Let's see what you can get with as you unlock things. This is very Super Mario Odyssey.
Just open the closet and customize the perfect fits for Donkey Kong and Pauline.
Yeah, DK, get the fuck back in the
Or
closet.
even
I
change
pray,
up the
please.
No look is too much for Donkey Kong or too little. Almost
Question for you guys, since I've never really played these games. Was like the whole customization of Donkey Kong always a thing, or is that for
No? Yeah, this is brand new.
Because I gotta be honest, I don't like it. Why
Me
do we have
too.
a blue Donkey Kong?
I think, okay, let me tell you when I first started seeing this customization of characters here. I feel like when you allow people to customize, I think they start losing their identity.
Exactly.
Like I started seeing this in the new Street Fighter characters where they started, I think it's Street Fighter 4 or 5. They started adding skins to characters and made them absolutely unrecognizable. And I think that's one of the things. Yeah, thank you, Frosty. I think that's one of those things that when you give people customization, the identity around, like Mario no longer wearing the red overalls and instead wearing a captain's hat and stuff. It's cute, but you need some sort of source material. And like I, for one, would be playing Donkey Kong naked in this one. You know, I think that looks better. This is the best version of Donkey Kong right here. This is the best version. Right?
Yeah, it's the original. That's what everyone knows. It's like, who the hell is this like green Donkey Kong? Like, what character is he? Is he his cousin? You know?
Like, would you rather have this Donkey Kong or Donkey Kong going to a pride parade? Right.
Wild.
Just saying. I think I'd much rather have that.
Like, I'm sure the kids are gonna really, really love that you can do all this customization, but again, I feel like I'm not the target audience, so maybe it's why I'm just like, none of this really appeals.
Cleon points out that it's not the original Donkey Kong. I understand that. But this is how Donkey Kong has been presented, you know, for the last 30 years, right? And I understand this is Junior. I get it, right? But just, I mean, when I see Donkey Kong, I speak of the character itself, right? It's not cranky and all this stuff. Yeah, technicalities, whatever. But I don't know. I understand the aspect of what they're doing, but I think it loses some of the value there. So overall, Arch, do you think you'll find a way to play this game totally legally and in no way, shape, or form on anything but a Switch 2?
No, I think Donkey Kong can go back in the closet and be forgotten about for a while again.
Oh, wow. Okay. I think this game will be a hit, personally. I think it'll be a system seller for the Switch. Blabs, do you think, what are your thoughts?
Oh yeah, like I said, I think this will sell really well. Everyone wants a new Donkey Kong game. So I have no problem. I mean, I have no doubt it'll do fantastic. The question is though, because you have a Switch too, are you going to get it for you and your girls?
They have not made one peep about that. I don't even think they know this game exists.
Oh, wow.
So
are you going to ask them about it, or are you just going to like let it go through the radar and see how long it'll take before they notice it?
No, I will absolutely see. If they bring it up to me, then and only then will we talk about it. Yeah. Like, I don't want to spur the conversation about these games.
That means buying them another game. Shit.
Right. These games are expensive, man. You know?
They are. Yeah. This one's not the $80 price tag, right? That was only Mario Kart World.
I think this one is $70. I think so.
So fucking expensive.
Yeah. I'm also not a huge fan of the color in this game. The color palettes in this game kind of has that. It almost has that marathon style look to it. And I know that sounds kind of crazy, but follow me on this. When you look at the gameplay of this, it has that kind of muted look to it with the vibrant colors that pop off it, which is almost, if you just look at this and you say this is not Donkey Kong Country, you can see it's very muted with those bright yellows. And this is obviously a little bit different, but even Donkey Kong becomes muted here. And Nintendo games are generally very colorful, but I don't know. Am I wrong on this? It feels like it has that.
Yeah, it's got a bit of a
look.
weird style to it.
Yeah. I don't know.
I think what it probably is, it has the usual modern game filter disease, where instead of simply having a colorful setting, they've slapped on some kind of, in this case, like a desaturation colors on top of it. I really don't like them when they do that. Because normally the games actually look great, but then they feel the urge to slap on something to change it. Like this, the yellow is popped there, for example, far more than the other colors.
Right.
I think the colors are a little bit more muted as compared to the Mario Kart World game.
Definitely. Oh yeah, Mario Kart World is super bright and colorful.
Yeah, popping.
But I think that if you're going to be critical of Marathon, you got to be critical of this as well.
No, I agree. That's fair.
Yeah.
I do want to say though, so I went to check the pricing of Donkey Kong Bonanza just to verify, and yes, you guys are correct. It's $69.99. I will never understand why you have to pay $69.99 for either digital or physical when you're not getting the same thing. It makes no sense to me. Whatever. Fuck Nintendo and everybody else who does this. The end.
I agree. I think having a digital copy would be great, making it less money, obviously. Because there's considerably less.
You're not paying for like the case or when they used to put the little manuals inside of them. You're not paying for any of that stuff. I don't know. Whatever, man. I'm mad. Especially when it comes to
they're on their own platform. They're not giving Steam 20 or 30%. They control all that. So
greedy Nintendo gonna greed.
Well. Speaking of Nintendo, Arch, I don't know if you saw this news story yesterday, but there's a bunch of new shipments of the Switch 2 going to GameStops, the big retailer here in the United States. Or are they? Let's check out this news story here.
If you want to get your hands on a Nintendo Switch 2, you're out of luck. They're sold out in some spots, in others marked way up. Thieves decided they couldn't wait, hitting a semi-truck carrying the consoles.
When deputies arrived, they did determine that 2,810 Nintendo Switch 2 consoles were stolen out of the back of that trailer at some point.
Anders Nelson with the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office says a truck driver was at the Love's truck stop in Bennett when he noticed his trailer had been broken into. He told deputies he didn't know these hot ticket items were in his cab. These got multiple pallets full of the Nintendo Switch 2 consoles. No small haul.
Yeah, they retail at $499. The cost to Nintendo is just over $410. So either way you look at it, it's well over $1 million worth of merchandise stolen.
Exactly right.
Steve Beatty is a computer science professor at MSU Denver. He says, don't expect those swipe switches to show up on Craigslist or at pawn shops.
Because they're stolen, I would expect them to head to the dark web pretty quickly. Unless they're shipped out of country.
The anonymous spot to buy and sell, feeding a demand.
And it took me about 2 minutes to find switches for sale. Okay, so it's half price.
If you end up with a stolen Switch, Beatty says these devices each have a serial number that police and Nintendo can track. When you log in, you have to register that number. That's how you play games, get updates. Nintendo, he says, can then track your device.
Nintendo does have the capability of what we call bricking the device, and that is to make it non-functional.
Getting around that lockdown isn't simple. Beatty says you'd have to try and jailbreak it, essentially sidestepping those protections through coding, or avoid connecting to the internet altogether. As deputies work to detect who cleared out these consoles, Beatty says if you too are on the hunt for a Switch, stick to the shops you trust.
They are pricey little devices, right? And so if you're not paying, $500-$600 for one, you're probably not getting an original.
Investigators say it's unclear if the heist actually happened at that truck stop in Bennett or in another city where that semi stopped. Anyone with any information should call the Arapahoe County Sheriff's Office.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
That's shit, though. Imagine, you're some innocent person who just buys a Nintendo Switch without knowing that one was stolen, and then you get stuck with this Nintendo Switch that won't actually work. What do you do? Is Nintendo gonna charge you a fee even though you weren't the one who stole it and you just bought it and everything? How does that work?
Well, I mean, yeah, you're out of luck in a situation.
Yeah, that's awful.
Blabs,
I'm saying
Of
that's
course.
shit. Don't
So
steal
you-
switches.
Okay, so hold on. You're telling me that the criminals would do bad things?
Yeah, weird, right? But I'm pitying the poor innocent person who has no idea that switch was stolen. You know, like how does that work for them? Like since Nintendo's breaking it, I really want to know how that works.
Who cares?
They get fucked.
What do you mean? Who cares?
Arch is right. They're getting effed. Look, at the end of the day, this is from a criminal perspective. Their job is to take it, sell it as fast as they possibly can, and make as much money as they look. The cost to them was nothing. So if they sell it for half price, that's a 1 trillion% markup. It cost them their time, right? So if there's $1 million worth of stuff and they sell it for half that, well, congratulations, you still made $500,000. You know, I'll say this, making off with like forklifts of things, it's very impressive. And those truck stops, they are all monitored. So you have to think that there has to be some video of what happened somewhere. You know, if it's broken into, they had to, you know, there's got to be video of that stuff.
It was like some planned like tower heist movie where they all like had roles and somebody, you know, disconnected the cameras and everything and, you know, swayed the security somehow to look at the cameras or whatever it was. Like, it was a whole story behind it, like Oceans.
It is interesting, though, as Adam pointed out over here on X, can't Nintendo just brick those? And they pointed that out in the story as well. Like, that's pretty interesting, Arch. Thoughts on Nintendo going in and being able to just find it and brick them?
I mean, it's probably one of the reasons they did it, so that they can track them and, you know, do this kind of stuff. And in this case, I suppose good, but it's yet another thing where the company's one good idea will be used more against legitimate purchases than against the handful of cases where there is actually something illegitimate going on.
It's always for your safety, Arch. Always.
It's always for your safety.
Well, rest in peace there, Switch 2 potential owners who buy the hot version of the Switch 2 and only to have it bricked by Nintendo. God, that will suck. You're right, Blabs. Yeah. All right. Tenarian came in with the 10, says, I might not have 2 copies of Concord, but I have 2 sealed copies of Haunting Ground, which I got for a little under $20 each a decade ago. I was trying to buy copies to play, and they weren't listed as sealed. And now they're an investment till I feel like playing them. Let's go. Thank you very much, Tenarian. Look at you, stud. He also says, I was never a big fan of DK or even a Kirby fan for that matter, but I ended up really enjoying Kirby and the Forgotten Land. So I'm remaining optimistic. At the very least, I'll buy it for my nephew. And with that, I'd like to stake a claim to Poppy. Thank you, Tenarian. Appreciate your Poppy support today. Wonderful. Blabs, give him Poppy.
Oh, right. Hang on. Poppy! Dove say? Aha!
There we go. Hello, Poppy. Great to see you.
She was busy. That's why she didn't show up at the moment.
Hey, I appreciate you guys popping in over on Twitch today using your Prime subs, including DPR599, Harry G19, and Spiral Arrow for using your free Amazon Prime. If you guys have Amazon Prime, you can go over to Twitch and use it on us, and it's like free support for the show. It's great. It's like give us like $3, which is good, and we appreciate that $3. Shady Duck gave us 10. Says best $5. First time made my fiance mad. Second time was single and got the shot. He's talking about the $5 for the drinks. First time made my fiance mad. Second time was single and got the shot girl's number. You pay the price for the shot plus 5. Then I tipped 10 or so. Friends paid the first time. There you go. Friends are always paying first time, which is good. Steven came in and says, last time I watched Debauchery, it was Drunk Shakespeare. And it was just drunk actors trying to recite Shakespeare play. Each show is a little different and requires audience participation. Thanks, Steven. Guys, we're at 7 of our goal of 20 yellow supers today. Let's see if we can get that today. Xanilthium. I'm sorry, I just butchered that. It says, at what point do you go, listen, lady, just give me an effing beer? Talking about the lady at the Renaissance Fair. Video Man says, worst case scenario, Marathon is canceled and Bungie is under new management. In the best case, they redo everything and actually listen. Solution, stop following trends and making it for themselves. Yes, thank you very much, Video Man. We're about to get to that right now. Deronius came in with that interesting social commentary right there. Patty came in with 100 bits, says Craig's fantasy is Jake Gyllenhaal and his washboard abs wearing those pants. That's ridiculous, Patty. Spencer came in, says with the 10, says years ago at a WIMIS course, the instructor told a story about a truck driver, truck hauling game consoles, slapping danger radioactive placards on his trailer. That's really funny.
WIMIS stands for Workplace Hazardous Materials Information System.
Oh, well, thank Blabs. Appreciate that. By the way, I asked you guys, are you interested in Donkey Kong Bonanza? With almost 500 votes over on YouTube, 70% of you said no. No, you were not. So, also give it up for Scooter V, who used their Prime sub for us over at twitch.tv/Stuttering Craig. Thank you guys very much. Thank you, Pokey. Appreciate that as well. Wherever you guys tune in, hit the follow button, subscribe button, wherever you guys are here. We're glad you guys are with us today. All right, Arch, let's talk Marathon. Now, this is a game that's been just surrounded by controversy for a good while. If you recall, the controversy really originated around its art style. There was a lot of people who were looking at it when it was announced, and they're like, yo, dog, what is this? Do you remember people talking about Marathon when it was first announced?
Yeah, a little bit. Many declared it the new Concorde, and it did look like it.
Yes, the official trailer delivered. We talked about with Donkey Kong having a muted look to it. Had a very much similar feel to it. You can see the muted colors with the accents of bright neon reds and greens and blues and yellows surrounded by all this. A lot of people looked at this and are like, what are we doing here? And these kind of expressionless faces, very futuristic. And it did not do very well. This is 2 years ago now. 22 million views on this trailer. Only, I say 22 million views. Only 106,000 thumbs up. Blab, see if you can check the thumbs down on that, because I do think it has been ratioed.
Oh, I don't have that extension.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
But there's been a lot of talk about this game. A lot of talk about this game, talking about how this game was dead on arrival. Then on top of that, a big portion of that was stemmed around the idea that they actually stole a number of the art assets for this game from an artist called Anti-Real. So Anti-Real was like, hey, they stole my art, and they was like 1-to-1 matchups about this. Then they had this stream, and the art director was sitting there kind of like looking like his dog just died. It was really kind of sad to watch. It was kind of a good meme. Well, we received word yesterday, Arch, that Marathon is going to be delayed indefinitely here. This is from them yesterday. And Blabs, I would like for you to read this top paragraph, please, if you will.
Yeah, okay. It says, thank you for not only for your passionate feedback around the Marathon reveal and alpha playtest, but also for your patience while we took the time to listen closely and chart our next steps. Through every comment and real-time conversation on social media and Discord, your voice has been strong and clear. We've taken this to heart, and we know we need more time to craft Marathon into the game that will make it uniquely compelling. Oh, hang on, did I just skip something? I think it just glitched out on me. Anyway, after much discussion with our dev team, we made a decision to delay it to September 23rd release. The alpha test created an opportunity for us to calibrate and focus the game on what will make it uniquely compelling: survival under pressure, mystery and lore around every corner, raid-like endgame challenges, and Bungie genre-defining FPS combat. We're using this time to empower the team to create the intense, high-stakes experience that a title like Marathon is built around. This means deepening the relationship between the developers and the game's most important voices, our players. Over the next few months, we'll continue closed testing, including participants from the alpha, to deploy gameplay updates and test new features as they come online. Interesting.
Yeah, so it's good that they're doing this. Now they're adding a more social experience. They've added the idea that they have an extraction shooter and they're just adding proximity chat is kind of interesting. I mean, and by kind of, I mean like major interesting. The idea that you can have an extraction shooter and not have proximity chat is silly to say the least. They're looking to increase visual fidelity. So I think they're like really, I think this is going to come back with an entirely different art style personally.
Yeah, that kind of sounds like it.
I think that's what's going on. Now we talk about how developers need to listen to the players. Well, this is good. This is actually a great thing because we said this game was dead on arrival, right? They were looking at a September 23rd release. That is just like 3 months away. And had this game released with its current setup, there's not a chance in hell this game would have had a chance of success. Arch, do you think they're making the right decision here by delaying the game?
Yeah, they also froze its marketing budget, I believe. Which is, if they want to have any hope of trying to salvage it, they're going to need a full rework of its aesthetic and style and character design. The question mark is whether or not they're going to bother with that, as that will be another significant additional investment into a game that's going to be tarred with the brush of negative PR. That being said, though, we do have an example of this being a success in the past with the Sonic movie and its initial awful design. So
yeah, that's very true. And this could be one of those situations where they pull this, they rework it, and it comes back in a better situation, and people all of a sudden start praising it because they start looking at it, just like they did with the Sonic movie. Now we're looking at the third movie for Sonic coming out, or I think it's already out, whatever it is.
Yeah, they're looking at 4, isn't it?
That's crazy. Yeah. So I'm on board with this. I'm glad that they're actually listening in a situation right here to the audience, which I think should be praised.
Yep.
It absolutely should.
I don't think we should have gotten to the point that we got. I'm rather like this should have never happened in the first place. So they have really, really bad management. But this is good news considering what they've done in the past. But the thing is, you gotta wonder if they'll ever release it. Or might just be like, nope, scrapped indefinitely, goodbye, and they just shut it all down. Because maybe how expensive is it if they are going to be doing all these new features and perhaps changing how the game looks and feels, that maybe it's just so expensive that they're just going to be like, we're just going to cut our losses and call it a day,
I think that this is the only thing that they could have done in this situation, because the overwhelm, we've seen this online, right? Where the response to a game is so negative that it can't get out of its own way. You see these companies double down, and it looks like for the first time you see it like Bungie listening. Look, let's not forget, this is Bungie at this point, and Bungie has a negative connotation around it at this point. They've more or less killed Halo at this point. They are so deep into the ideological bubble that you wonder if they'll include more of that nonsense in this game. Who knows? But I mean, this is Bungie after all. But the response to this has been interesting. Like a Hypnotic over on X says, Bungie has officially delayed Marathon, as everyone expected. One of the most interesting things of note that not many people are talking about is the fact that in their breakdown of upcoming planned focuses and changes, they mentioned that they will be bringing a darker tone to the game that delivers on the themes of the original trilogy. Does that mean Bungie will be abandoning the entire neon stolen art style of the current Marathon and going back to the original dark and gritty tone of the original game? Insane if true. What do y'all think? Is it going away? I think that'd be, let's just say they take 6 months and they slap a new coat of paint on it and it looks really, really cool. Is that enough to save the game?
No, if the gameplay is shit, then it's shit.
It would help, at least, giving it a potentially second shot at the PR market, but there's going to need to be a fairly radical change, I think.
I agree. The game did have an alpha, and was pointed out here. It says everyone hated the alpha so much it forced Bungie to delay the game.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the alpha did not perform well at all. Rhino came in, says Rhino the Bouncer says, just shut the whole thing down and maybe develop a single player story driven game using the concept and art style of the world of Marathon. This idea of like a live service extraction shooter. I mean, I think that is, I don't think they're going to do that, but it is interesting kind of see the response there.
Yeah, Sony recently doubled down on the whole live service thing. In part, the weird part is they were betting on Helldivers to fail. They gave them virtually no resources. They gave them an outdated engine, basically told them to just shove it out the door and see what happens. And it became a major cultural phenomenon. And now, somehow, Sony has convinced themselves that this is the norm rather than a massive exception to the rules. And so they're tricking themselves, in essence, into thinking, oh, hey, if we did this by complete accident, then surely if we try...
Well, I think that when it comes to this, let's put it all in perspective, right? It's good that Bungie's listening, but I think that the general response from a lot of folks is still this meme here. There's a lot of this. A lot of people giving this thumbs up. The classic AAA slop aspect. Isn't that interesting to see how the perception of AAA games has changed online over the last several years? How people actually don't want AAA games at this point, made by these major studios. They'd much rather have like a high quality, AA or indie game than some game that's been in development for 5, 6, 7, 8 years that cost $500 million. Now I say that. And obviously, the exception is going to be like Grand Theft Auto, which had $1 billion release and 12-year development cycle and all that stuff. I get that, right? But generally, the response, the overwhelming voice online is, look, just give us good games, and we don't need overinflated budgets and a ton of polish when it comes to this stuff. I don't know. Am I off on kind of how I'm picking up online with that?
No, but also I still think people still want AAA games. They just want them to be really, really good. And they just know that right off the bat, it's not going to be good.
Yeah, it's not that people are objecting to big games produced over a long period of time and costing lots of money. So long as it's quality, that's fine. The problem is that they have correctly begun equating a large team of a lot of people with a shit product, because as the saying goes, too many chefs in the kitchen. And that seems to be the case with many of these, where there are huge teams, massive marketing budgets, and they just get in each other's way. And you end up with bland, focus group tested video games without personality, without anything revolutionary, and without doing anything interesting. And then something like Clair Obscura comes out, which is made by like a little over 30 people, and people go, okay, why can't that be the standard?
Right. Man, this is pointed out by a few people. Well, actually, let me get to this before I get to that. There's a great quote from Shigeru Miyamoto here. And I do think that this is very true in this situation. He said, a delayed game is eventually good, but a rush game is forever bad. And maybe that's the case of what's going to happen here with Marathon here. That's very, very Mr. Miyagi of Shigeru Miyamoto right there. But there was a quote tweet to this. This is from Legacy Killa over on X. Says, new update to my art masterpiece, the absolute state of AAA gaming here. And you can see all these AAA games that have been delayed or pushed for whatever reason here. Statements from these different companies. It's unfortunate. We have X Defiant, we have Avengers, we have Knights, Star Wars Knights 2, Overwatch. It's an ongoing piece of art here from Legacy Killa over on X here. So, but you know what? In this case, I got to be honest, it makes sense. It does, and I'm honestly glad to see it because, contrary to what people think, we don't want games to fail by any means. They want them to listen to their audience. And for the first time, it sounds like, in this case, Bungie is listening to its audience. What was also interesting is Paul Tossi, who writes about games and TV for Forbes. Just want to let you know that. Super video game journalist guy. Put this out over on X, saying that most of Bungie found out that Marathon was being delayed by them posting that message on X.
That's horrible communication. If true, like, holy shit.
Yeah. That's
Talk
rough.
about bad management.
I think that's probably just the management actually stepping in and doing their thing. So the game's developers were like, oh, no, this will totally fine. The art, everybody was okay. And then management comes in, goes, listen, no, I've watched YouTube. This is a bad idea. I'm pulling the plug. It has all the hallmarks of a top-down decision.
Well, of course, but don't you think they should relay to the team that their game that they're working on is being delayed?
They're a bunch of queers wasting money. Who cares?
Helton over on Twitch says, we just want good games. Well, maybe you're going to get a little step closer to good games over because of the change here, right? Avisi says, have you seen the response from the Stellar Blade director about mods and games ownership?
Yeah,
no, I haven't seen
I like it. He basically says that at the moment, once you buy the game, it's your game and you can do with it what you want, mod it or whatever, which is the correct way of viewing it.
I concur. I think that's great. Once you own it, that's great. Max says, AA is just shortcut to say AAA before the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One era. Honestly, once the system constraints faced escape velocity, they couldn't pivot off pushing the system to the limits. Can switch to resist. Thank you, Max. Marvelin says, often overlooked, the price point of Helldivers 2 helped. Look at Stellar Blade, $60 base game, 3 million sales. That's sales, not players.
Not players.
That's right. Ruddy came in and says, Marathon 2 heterosexual edition. Like, what if they went the complete opposite direction with this and they made it's like Arnold Schwarzenegger running and gunning and they just go straight Conan with all the male characters in this game. Everyone's got their shirt off and scars on their chest. And that would be really freaking funny if they just went the totally opposite way. I think that'd be great. Personally,
I think it would work.
Yeah.
Very, very well. Totally.
Sonny says, Marathon is an insult to the original games and Alex Serapian's work that built Bungie to begin with. Play the originals instead of the LF one. Okay, there you go. I guess the alpha. Thank you, Sonny. Appreciate that. Wiss says AAA game companies are just like any other large corporation. Huge amounts of waste from logistics, too many cooks in the kitchen, lack of communication between parts, and board sapping the soul of the brand. Yes. Leaked rumor for GTA 6 of the delay is because of the ending. Take that with a grain of salt. Thank you, Saint. And Reese says AAA games development requires tens of millions of dollars. And when that much money is involved, you have to succumb to the extra baggage of consultants and executive meddling, resulting in crap. Thank you, Reese. Appreciate that. Suna Soul Silver says, honestly, I've seen better in hentai. What? I don't even know what that means. What is
Doujins?
Yeah,
fan-created comics.
Okay, there we go. Max says the coolest World War II thing I learned was the top secret proximity AA shells or AA shells that basically manufactured a battery using centrifugal force for the radar. Huh? You know anything about that, Arch?
Yep, variable time fusion proximity detonation AA shells was one of the biggest reasons why the Japanese kamikazes were not as effective as they could have been. And also why the Americans won the war in the Pacific, because they could actually shoot down enemy aircraft, whereas the Japanese couldn't really effectively engage American aircraft.
All right. I had no idea, but thank you, Arch. Appreciate that. Go America. Dark Sith says, not banned on Twitch despite Blabs' best efforts. I'm shooketh.
I'll keep trying.
Thanks. Epsilon Sama says, of course, a barbarian like Arch doesn't like the Roman Empire, which was the greatest and most influential empire of mankind. Glory to Rome.
The most influential modern-day empire was not the Romans, the Vikings. We took England, we took large parts of France, Germany. We established modern culture. And sadly, we are now losing it.
Alas, damn Vikings.
There is no longer any shame in the world. Shame was the Norwegians' gift to the world.
I appreciate that, Arch. And I agree. I think shame is a great thing. Shame is a great thing. Also a great thing, as we are live once again back over on Twitch for the first time in several years. Day 2 back on Twitch of not getting banned. we'd encourage you guys to head over to our chat. And if you guys have your Amazon Prime, like Scooter V over here, use that Amazon Prime on us. All you do is go over here and you click the sub button, which is usually right there. And you can support us for free, which is just absolutely wonderful. You guys watching over on Kick, we appreciate you guys popping in as well. If you guys are live, hit the follow button. You can also gift subs over there if you're so inclined. And of course, you guys hanging out, watching us over on Rumble. We're glad you guys are with us as well. You guys can, I think you can get, you can, of course you can get subs over on Rumble, and make sure you sub over there. And of course, you guys watching over on Plus, great to see you guys. You guys are the backbone of what we do. All right. That is a great place to wrap up for the day. Arch, do you have any videos that I need to watch coming up?
Not immediately.
Oh, okay.
No. I'm just trucking along as normal.
Okay. That's good to note. What's your most recent? It looks like, why is the world going so crazy right now? That is the latest video from Arch.
Yes, the almost Pipkin Pippa shooting. That was funny.
Yes. That's what we talked. That's what you. That's that article that we were talking about earlier today. Yeah.
Yep.
I'll need to take a look at what you said so I can get a little more educated on what was going on before we talk about it tomorrow. So, all right. Good stuff, guys. Appreciate everybody popping in. Do us a favor, hit the thumbs up button on your way out. A paltry 678 thumbs up right now. If we need about 300 of you guys to hit the thumbs up button so we can continue to grow. That'd be great. Cost nothing. Which would be really good. All right. Appreciate you guys popping in. What a wonderful day. Oh, we do need to raid somebody over there. And you know what, Baka, I will raid somebody. Give it up for Love and Proud over on Twitch. So let's go raid somebody over on Twitch. Sure, I don't know who Johan the Butcher is, but why not? Let's go, guys. Have a great rest of your day. Hanging out with us over on YouTube. You guys hanging out.
Ubisoft is literally live right now. Ubisoft.
I don't want to do that, but. All right, you guys have a great day. Remember, people are going to try to keep you down. Don't let them. You guys got a goal. Go get it. See you guys later. Have a great day. Bye-bye.
Fatality.
In stream.
Do we not have the farts anymore?